I recently had $1 million in stocks, but I reduced it to $500,000 because of all the tariff shenanigans that Trump's been pulling. I've been making money the last couple of weeks, and I wanted to preserve the profits, so I took it down to $500,000, and I will go over in this video what artificial intelligence and crypto stocks I'm holding, because I believe they will overcome even if his tariff strategy goes wrong. I'm going to explore the possibility that his tariff strategy works. But there's many things that have to come together, and we're going to look at that now. The first condition for tariffs to work is that he had to have the big bombastic bill passed. And it did pass, and so that is set in place, because basically he wants to replace the income tax with tariffs. Tariffs are a tax that the American consumer ends up paying, and it's a regressive tax. It will affect the poor more than it affects the rich, but the big bombastic bill reduces virtually everyone's taxes, with the major benefit going to the rich, because the rich pay most of the taxes. So naturally, when you have an income tax reduction, the people that pay the most income tax are going to benefit the most. But it does do bad things to Medicaid, but that isn't really a concern of Trump. He wants to get things booming, and basically he believes and that he wants to do things to benefit himself the most, and he will benefit the most from tariffs replacing income tax. The second thing that I think had to happen was that the oil price had to stay down. That is a major part of the inflation. And I think he has an understanding. It is my suspicion he has an understanding with Saudi Arabia to keep the oil flowing. I'm just amazed that Saudi Arabia keeps agreeing to cut prices. The third thing that has to happen to keep the economy booming, if tariffs lower the economy, is that he wants interest rates to come down, and he's been haranguing on Jerome Powell to bring the interest rates down and has called him a moron. And I think the haranguing on Jerome Powell is having an effect, to the point that there are now rumors that Powell is considering resigning. The fifth thing that is happening that is favorable is that the dollar has come down in value. It makes it easier for people in other countries to buy our stocks because of the favorable exchange rate. They can get more stocks for less money because our dollar has fallen in value about 13%. As the dollar comes down in value and people realize that the dollar is worth jack squat, that makes Bitcoin more attractive, and that's why Bitcoin has taken off for the moon. I own Bitcoin through the Fidelity Bitcoin ETF, the FBTC, and I avoid, I think, more fees that way. And I have tripled down on Bitcoin through this ETF because it looks like it is really taking off for the sky. A Bitcoin is worth about $117,000 at the time of this recording. I think artificial intelligence is the main reason that the stock market keeps hitting new highs. And I think the easiest way for me to trade artificial intelligence is with a large cap enhanced funds like FELG, that's the Fidelity Enhanced Large Cap Growth Fund, and QQQ, which is the 100 largest companies on the NASDAQ. Both of these are dominated by companies that are affected by artificial intelligence. And I think with the mega caps, it's very difficult to pick the best ones. They're all good to one extent or another, and trying to pick one over the other is very difficult. So I've gotten out of most of the individual stocks, the large cap stocks. The only large cap artificial intelligence stock I'm sticking with is Nvidia, and I've increased my investment in that to the point where it's a major part of my artificial intelligence stocks. And I'm sticking with Nvidia, while with QQQ and FELG, I'm in and out of those, depending upon how crazy Trump happens to be at the particular moment. In addition to QQQ and FELG, my most successful ETF has been SMH, which is the semiconductor ETF. Semiconductors are the new oil. Robinhood and Reddit have been the tale of two cities. Hood is 24-hour trading of crypto and stocks. Is that going to be successful? Of course it's going to be successful. Reddit, I think, has been overvalued. It's been around 147. I put in an order to buy it again if it goes down to about 135. I would buy it in that case, or if it forces me to buy it because it takes off upward with conviction. TTMI is an electrical components stock that makes electrical components for helicopters, drones, unmanned aerial vehicles, and radar. It's been a very good stock. It's gone up nicely, and I've put major money into this small stock compared to the other stocks I'm investing in. QuantumScape, symbol QS, is a small stock that I made a video about 3 years ago. It's solid state batteries, baby, and they've had a major breakthrough in scaling the manufacture of the solid state batteries. Within the last month, I bought it at about $5.70. At the time of this recording, it's now over $9. So it's rock and roll. And with all my stocks, I like to put a 4% stop loss. I would give this one a wider berth just because its price is so low. I bought 1,000 shares and mostly let it ride, but I would intervene if it went below $7. One hopeful sign with Trump is he seems to be slowly realizing that Putin is a thug. He's going to deliver a major speech on Monday describing crippling sanctions against Russia, I believe. It's only taken him 3 years to realize what 90% of the world has already known. Thanks for listening. Just a friendly reminder that this is not financial advice because I do not know your personal situation. You need to do further research and gather further information to decide if the investments I present are right for you.